Hi, this is Sylvia, and you can find me at sylviademont.com. And today I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about parenting and specifically the guilt that a lot of mothers who are entrepreneurs feel about spending time away from their children so that they can focus on their business. And I don't think it's a guilt that only women entrepreneurs feel. I think that as a society, we, especially in the United States, feel a lot of guilt around not spending as much time with our children. And I want to talk about the negative consequences of really allowing that guilt to drive your decisions and why it's important to find a balance between that. Hey, Helen, it's good to see you. I don't know what it's like in Holland per se, like whether or not it's if there's as much of mommy guilt as there is in the United States. But I feel like there is quite a bit here in the United States. And the thing that I want to say, I've been, in terms of my work with clients, is that I've heard a lot of people talking about how hard it is to want to focus on growing their business because their business is really important to them and is also a passion that they have. But feeling like they can't invest in that, because they're going to, I'm looking at to see what it means to have this green dot, but I don't quite know. I'm going to just click on it to see. Oh, actually, I don't see what, it just says like or reply. They feel like they have to choose between one or the other, or they feel that whenever they're focusing on their business that they're guilty that they're not spending time with their children. And I think it's especially an issue with women entrepreneurs because oftentimes, they've gone into business. Hi, Denise. They've gone into their own business so that they can control their time. And so because of that, they are in control of their time. So they do make up their time and how they spend it. And then I think the other thing is that oftentimes with entrepreneurs, they may be working from home as well. And it's a lot harder to have those boundaries between, your family and your work when you just have to walk outside of your office and there's the dishwasher and the kitchen and the pile of laundry and maybe the kids, etc. So I really want to challenge you, if you are feeling mommy guilt, to question it and also to see if you can come up with a win-win situation. See if you can come up with a way to recognize that it's also it's important that your kids are well, but it's also important that you're taking care of yourself and your own needs and that of your business. And maybe that means hiring childcare or extra resources so that you can invest in yourself and your business. But recognizing that focusing on your business doesn't mean that you are a bad parent. It might mean that focusing a little bit more on your business or having time to really focus on it rather than half focusing on it or focusing on it but trying to make dinner and trying to also get your kid to their sporting game. Maybe that isn't as good as actually hiring someone else to help you with that so that you can really focus on your business and then be present for your children as well. So that is one thing I want to challenge you to think about. And then the other thing I want to talk about is that I've been hearing I hear people around me a lot say things like, when they're talking about how busy they are, and these are parents, these are men and women, they often say things like, I'm so busy, I don't really have time to do much besides, I don't have time for these hobbies or things that I want to pursue because my kids have all these activities on the weekend and in the evenings. But it's okay because kids grow up fast and because they won't be at home forever. And, I hear this statement and I don't say anything because people make their own decisions about things. But I want to just encourage you to, I want to challenge you to think about it a little bit differently, because I hear those statements and it rubs me the wrong way. I do love my children. I see what you're saying. So Helen says, I do have feelings of guilt when I'm home and my daughter is bored. My husband is always home because he works from home every day. So I don't feel guilty when I work elsewhere. And that makes a lot of sense. It's so much easier to feel less guilt when you're not working at home. Hey, Cindy, it's good to see you. So the thing I want to challenge you about, if you're saying that you don't have time to pursue your own hobbies or interests or passions or relationships or friendships or self-care because you're either working or you're spending time at your kids' activities on the weekends or in the evenings, but it's okay because they won't be at home forever. And these are parents that maybe have several more years of having their kids at home before they go off to college, or sometimes longer than that. I want to encourage you to see things a different way. I want to encourage you to recognize that, yes, they won't be home forever. And so it's really important that I also take care of myself in the meantime and make sure that I'm cultivating my own interests and taking care of my health and having some hobbies or passions that I'm pursuing or some relationships that don't have to do with my kids. And that maybe it's okay for me to sacrifice for my kids, but also recognize that I get to have some downtime myself, and that as a family, we don't have to always be focused in this one direction. That's what I want to encourage you to think about. So, maybe you're hearing this and it rings true to you, or maybe you're hearing this and you're thinking, boy, I'm not a good parent or whatever. And I don't mean it that way. I don't mean that you shouldn't sacrifice time, and maybe you really enjoy it, so that's really good. But I just want to encourage you, if you're someone that doesn't feel like you have downtime and doesn't really feel like you have time to pursue your own interests, to recognize that you have some choices that you can make and that you can choose to see it differently. Like, you can really see it as, my kids are leaving, and so I want to spend time with my kids, but I also want to make sure that I don't feel completely empty when they're gone, because I have been cultivating myself too. So those are my thoughts for you. I just feel strongly about those things. I've heard them a lot recently, and they kind of rub me the wrong way. And, I'm not saying by any means that I don't sacrifice for my kids, and I definitely also experience mommy guilt as well. But I also really enjoy my time away from them as well. And I also know that when I'm focusing on my business and really can focus on it, then it makes it much easier for me to also put it aside and then spend time with my kids. But when I'm trying to do both and not doing either one really well, then that's really frustrating, and it's frustrating for everyone. So that's it. And hi, Jan. Yeah, so Helen says that she wants her daughter to grow up wanting to take care of her own needs and pursue her dreams. I really feel strongly about that too. I really want my children, both of them, to pursue their own dreams and to take care of themselves, which is another reason why they see me, going out and doing some things, and leaving them at home with a babysitter sometimes, and maybe not signing them up for certain things that are going to be really disruptive to our weeks. So that's all I wanted to share with you. But let me know what other comments you have about this, and if you don't agree with what I'm saying, let me know why. I'm happy to hear that as well. I'm open to that. But I just want to encourage you let's have a dialogue around this. So you can put your comments you can write your comments below. And I hope you have a really good week. Rest of the week is Friday, so have a good weekend. This is Sylvia, and I'm at sylviademott.com. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.